we'd travel the iconic route known as the Cabot Trail, where we'd conclude the Canadian portion of our great North American adventure. We'd also receive first-hand displays of that East Coast hospitality we'd heard so much about. Potentially starting this trip a little too late in the season, we'd see just how unforgiving the East Coast weather could be. This adventure started back in July on Vancouver Island, where we begin our new life on the road. After our trip to the north, we'd make the long drive eastward, where we'd find ourselves back in an all too familiar place right here in the middle of southern Ontario. We'd blast through as quickly as one can, past the chaos that is Highway 401, in order to make our way to the Maritimes, a part of Canada that has been calling to us for quite some time now. We made the long drive from Ontario. We spent the last few weeks just visiting family, and we are making our way to Nova Scotia.
We passed through Quebec, New Brunswick, and took the Confederation Bridge this morning to Prince Edward Island. So we're definitely getting the cooler, windier temperatures of the East Coast already, but the sun is shining today, and it's going to be a perfect day just to get out there and drive, walk around, and see what the island has to offer. So we're going to go take a little look around Charlottetown now and
go find some lobster and potatoes. I think that's what we have to do while we're here. Windswept Point at the island's northern tip, otherwise known as North Cape, is where the Gulf of St. Lawrence meets the open waters of the Atlantic Ocean. The reef at North Cape stretches approximately 2 kilometers offshore, making it the longest natural rock reef in North America. The North Cape Lighthouse was built to warn sailors of this marine hazard, which was the site of many early shipwrecks. And at low tide, it's not uncommon to meet a few of the locals while visiting the reef. We made a stop in Sydney Mines, and it was actually a really important place because that's where Alannah's grandparents actually grew up. So it was really cool to check out the coast and the area and just, take a little trip down memory lane and see where they grew up. And we checked out a pretty cool historical spot where the old gun batteries were. It's essentially just a artillery base or a fortress during World War II that they used to keep eye on German U-boats coming across the Atlantic Ocean. We were actually going to hike over to the structure that still remains, but we decided it was best not to risk our lives as we start this trip. So
there's just so much erosion.
Yeah, you can tell even the homes that are so close to the cliffs and stuff, it just constantly is eroding. And really cool landscape so far. Very excited to check out the Cabot Trail and all it has to offer. So let's get started. Attaboy. Ready to drive the Cabot Trail? Okay. We're just about to pull up into small town, English town, and there's a very quick ferry we have to take. I believe it's only about 3 minutes to get across. And then we'll be on the very start of the trail. This is good. Nice sound of the ocean beside us. And we actually have a sunset. How is that? First sunset in what, 3 weeks?
I think a step 2's in order.
I think a step 2 is in order.
It just feels good to be back on the coast. I miss the West Coast a lot. I miss Vancouver Island. And though traveling across Canada has been nothing short of amazing, I just love being on the coast. I love hearing the ocean waves and just like endless water and being near the mountains, just like in the elements. It's just so nice. And a sunset's really nice too, because we haven't had one of those in like a month. So it's really nice to actually kickstart our road trip doing the Cabot Trail and having this to start, so yay.
And we had a tiny friend greet us to our campsite for the night. I thought it was a mouse at first, and I was like, "Okay, we're getting out of here. No time for that."
It's like a long, skinny.
Yeah, it almost looks like a vole, maybe.
And it's all white, like albino.
It's all white, yeah. But it was being super curious, and we can keep being friends as long as it stays out from under the van.
The best part about winter camping is that your beer always stays cold, or it just gets colder.
Day 1 on the Cabot Trail. Didn't make it too far, only went up about 20 kilometers or so. It's that time of year where it gets dark at about 4 in the afternoon. So yeah, we want to see as much as we can. We're going to use the daylight that we have and start fresh tomorrow morning and start exploring. But for now, I think we're going to enjoy this pretty awesome little camp spot that we found by the ocean. You know, Diesel's already enjoying it. He can never really tell when it's freshwater or saltwater, so his face is pretty hilarious when he finds out the hard way that it's saltwater.
It's frosty this morning. We woke up a little chilly, so we had to turn the van on just to warm up a bit. Made some coffee, bundled up, and now we're enjoying this beautiful sunrise. I feel like it's been a long time since we had a sunrise like this, let alone sun. Are you cold? Someone's a little cold, I think. Are your toes a little frosty?
I would be cold if I had to sit on an icy rock. Is your ass cold? Day 2 on the Cabot Trail. Condensation was pretty much frozen solid to the windows this morning. But you know what? I'd rather take frosty, sunny weather than warm, rainy weather any day. So, not entirely sure how far we're gonna make it up the trail today. There is some cool maps that we saw. We were checking out the map, and I think if we go up the mountain a little bit, go off trail a little, there's some cool lakes that we can check out. So I think we're gonna do that. And it's only a 300 kilometer loop, the Cabot Trail, so it's definitely something you could tackle in a couple days, but we're gonna do it the slow and steady way. So yeah, as I look up the road, it's looking more and more mountainous, so really excited to see what's ahead. Putting your cold pants on in the morning.
I think we also went into bed last night like at 6:30 and I fell asleep shortly after that and
in bed for like
slept.
12 hours. You gotta capitalize on the daylight.
Yeah.
Because it's not here for very long.
Go to bed early, sleep, wake up before the crack of dawn.
Yeah.
Kyle got new jeans.
Apparently someone says it's not acceptable when there's a hole in the crotch and holes in the jeans, and I don't know. I think it's fine, but
Kyle's a one jean wonder.
yeah. If you've ever found yourself the perfect pair of jeans, that's it. You don't need another pair. They just become part of you. So we are somewhere here in Ret Cove, and the plan is to backtrack a few kilometers, and there's a logging road or a gravel road that goes up to 2 reservoir lakes right here. And then we'll see the condition of the road because it goes even further to another small lake. Check out some of the spots and see what we see. Hang on to your cups.
Oh, yeah,
The rocks are there. Duh. Hang on.
Well, how we always pour coffee and then do the road.
My favorite part is that we have closed lid cups that we can
Travel
use, but
mugs.
that's just not as fun. The more and more we went up the hill, there's definitely more snow. Now these back roads kind of meander right into the interior of Cape Breton Island, so we could keep going, but you can tell we're the first ones that have been up here today. So we made it to the first lake. We're gonna go check it out. Definitely a game changer having some proper tires on there. And there's one person in our group more than the rest that's quite thrilled for the snow we've got right here. Looks like someone was living out here at some point. Should have brought some hot dogs. This would be a super nice camp spot. Little target practice. Chimney structure. Someone actually took the time to put some concrete in there. It's not going anywhere. Attaboy. Jump! Right, come on. Come on. Get up there, bud. Jump. There you go. Be a man.
I feel like whenever we go on these trips, like we never really have a plan, you know, where we want to go check out and things like that. But because my grandparents and my dad grew up here, it's really cool to see where they had their own memories. So my dad and my grandfather fished at this lake and a few other ones up here in the mountains. So it's just kind of special just to, you know, it's cool. spectacular. You can see Smoky over there. Pretty.
Mommy said she'd give you a treat. She said touch. She didn't have any cookies.
Well, just got back from warming the legs up a little bit. We got a couple hikes that we want to do while we're en route. This has just been a day of soaking in as much fresh air and daylight as we can because it's 2:30 and the sun's already getting low in the sky. So we've got about another hour and a half. So we're gonna go find ourselves a spot to sleep for the night. And the best part about camping in December is we're pretty much the only ones there. So pretty much got the pick of the litter.
We're big fans of traveling during shoulder season, but this whole drive so far on the Cabot Trail has just been along the ocean.
Yeah.
It's been really, really nice.
Yeah.
And it's getting more mountainous now as we're traveling through the national park. So yeah, lots of places to camp, lots of hiking. Most businesses are kind of closed down for the winter season. It's also Sunday, so we always find lots of things are closed.
Yeah.
We stopped at Bitsy Bean Cafe earlier for a nice warm sandwich.
I think it was the only the only business open in Ingonish.
Yeah, so we were
Today.
able to charge our Bluetti, and then we also got water at the Ingonish Visitor Center too, which was like a blessing.
Yeah, most places we've been having a lot of trouble filling up our 20-liter just Bluey container, and yeah, they must have had a heated pump or spigot at the visitor center because the water came out and it was fairly warm. So usually this time of year every spout is shut off, so it's been hard finding water. But yeah, thanks to them we topped up everything, batteries and water, and
We got food.
we're good to go.
Drinks.
We got some fish in the cooler right now that
Needs to be cooked.
needs to be cooked.
We're
Yeah.
excited. So we're gonna go find camp for tonight.
Does that mean you like this spot, dude? Okay. It's okay. We can cuddle and draw. Well, just after 4, and the sun is gone. Van?
Gonna get cozy and stay warm. This is our new experiment tonight. Just plugging our heater into our Bluetti to see how much heat
It's
we can.
been collecting a lot of dust by the looks of it. On the low setting, it's only, well, not only, it's 750 watts, so it's a lot of energy. But I figured if we put it on for like 20 minutes, half hour, right before bed, it'll, warm it up in here just a bit. And then if we wake up cold, we can always just put it on for another few minutes instead of just running the van and burning gasoline. So
So it's supposed to be like -1 or 2 tonight, but it feels a lot colder. And then tomorrow's supposed to be like -7. So
yeah, we're right on the water again, which is lovely. Brings in a lot of wind and a lot of the chill. So for now, it's nice and warm here in the
yeah,
van.
I'm warm even now.
Yeah. We've invested in some external lighting for the van because it was overly dark in here. So if you really want to get the party started.
Right into it, too.
$80 well spent. Gonna make some dinner soon. Post up at Dingwall Beach. Good old Dingwall. Draws quite a bit, just over 700. And if we were to leave that on, we would have it for 2.4 hours. So obviously not a full night thing, but if we keep it on for 20 minutes at a time, help keep it warm in here.
Tonight on the menu, we are having haddock with sweet potato, bell peppers, and onions.
And in all honesty, I thought it was gonna be like really bland. So I just was like, I'm not gonna bother filming cooking this, but it's actually really good.
That's why.
Saved you some fish. Oh, excellent, excellent dishwashing.
Dark chocolate.
Well, day 2 on the Cabot Trail. Snagged a pretty awesome little campsite again. Only one's here. It's freezing cold outside, but I'm gonna set the camera and the tripod up and see some stars. Supposed to have another beauty day tomorrow. Gonna get some more traveling in, check out some more cool spots, so we'll see you then.
There's no more red sand.
Wow. She's brisk this morning. Woke up to this nice light dusting of snow. Yeah, and the ocean is super calm right now. We're kind of worried we were gonna get weathered out for this trip. The last 4 weeks have just been storm after storm. This is beautiful. What a nice place. And I mentioned it yesterday how it was getting more and more mountainous the further up the trail you look, and it looks to even be a higher scale than what it was yesterday. So just gonna walk along this spit along the water here, and still got lots of trail left. We're not even at the halfway point yet, so glad for the snow, but also glad it's not too much where it's gonna make the back road navigation a bit of a risk. So yeah, super nice. I'm looking off in the distance to my left here, and there's some pretty gnarly looking snow storm clouds, so it's pretty calm and clear right now, but it may not be like that for the rest of the day. We have a little bit of exploring to do. We're gonna make our way up the gravel road to meet Cove, and that's gonna be the northernmost tip of Cape Breton Island. Apparently very, very gorgeous there, worth visiting. Yeah, I'm hoping we make it there. Look behind you right now. Mountains are gone. This is also the general area in which it is said that the man that the trail is named after landed here on Cape Breton Island in the late 1400s. Now, it isn't known for sure where exactly John Cabot landed, whether it was Labrador, Newfoundland, or here on Cape Breton Island, but his voyage across the Atlantic is said to have helped establish Britain's claim to Canada and opened the way for further exploration of North America.
Well, in typical Way of the Roads fashion, we are getting ready to go. We got our coffees topped up, literally all the way to the rim. And now we're ready to take on this bumpy, icy, sandy road out of here.
It's okay, we got this perfected.
But the coffee's hot, so we're good.
Yeah. Well, we stumbled upon quite the hidden gem. And it's not what you might think of a hidden gem along the Cabot Trail, but we have found ourselves a community center with a washroom. And we stumbled into the washroom and noticed there was a coin slot shower. Very clean, very hot, and yeah, if you've ever been traveling and you've gotten to that point where it's just a couple too many days overdue for a shower and you're just a little bit ripe, definitely very much needed. We're clean, got some fresh clothes on, so just a slight intermission, but now we are ready to get back on the road. So last night we camped in this little cove here, pretty close to Cabot's Landing, and currently we're up towards Cape North, where we just took a shower, and we're going to continue on, head westward up to the very top of Cape Breton Island to a little place called Meat Cove, and scope out some campsites and hiking trails for today.
One end of the continent, all the way across the other side of the continent. But winter is here. It's cold. You do, you feel like you're literally on the edge. We are having some chicken and vegetable wonton soup with beef broth and green onions, just to warm up a little bit. We just drove from Dingwall all the way to Meat Cove, and basically up and down the mountains the whole way. A little icy in some sections, a little bit of snow, some gravel, some pavement, a little bit of everything. So we took our time coming in. So we're just kind of hanging out, gonna have lunch, and then we were going to camp out this way, but it is calling for more snow and wind and very cold temperatures. So we'll probably be fine to stay out here, but we just don't want to get stuck in it because it is the East Coast and the weather can be unpredictable, so we're going to kind of backtrack. We already scoped out a few camp spots along the way, and they're essentially right on the cliff, very exposed to wind. We thought about even having a campfire, but it just would be too windy and cold essentially. So.
And technically we know we're not on the actual edge of the continent. There's still a whole other province that sadly we don't get to see this time. Newfoundland is a trip all in itself and definitely deserves our time to go and explore all of it. So yeah, Newfoundland and Labrador, that's another one that just gets added to the list for next time. It doesn't matter where we go, we're always adding to the list and thinking about the next one.
Yeah. Not
that we're not enjoying and appreciating what we have right in front of us, but yeah, it's just there's always that strong desire to go and see what's beyond.
Yeah, it just inspires you to keep going.
Absolutely.
Right?
And when you run out of one continent, you can always just go to a couple other ones afterwards.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. So originally what was us trying to get out of here before the cold and the snow turned into us not really having a choice. So we were right back where we were earlier having lunch. I had the GoPro rolling. There was a steep section that wasn't paved when we were coming in that as soon as I started going down, it was past the point of no return, but I was like, I just had a bad feeling about it. And so we started going up and there's a bit of a curve at the very bottom of this hill, and so we lost a bit of momentum just because we stopped because there was somebody else right there at the bottom. So we started going up, and then I had it in the manual shifter, so I was kind of shifting along for if I just lost momentum, I could shift it when needed. But yeah, we were going up and then just slowly lost more and more momentum until the point where we weren't getting any further. And so I put my foot on the brake and we started rolling backwards. And it got to the point where we picked up enough speed where my brake just stopped working. And I think that's a safety feature, just because if you have your foot on the brake, you don't have much control of the wheel. And so once I had no use of the brake, I could kind of steer us just so we weren't going to go over the edge. Because the best part, the kicker here, is there is no guardrail from the very long, steep drop to the bottom of the ocean. And so we slowly started going back down, and there's those people that we slowed down for at the bottom at this curve, and they got to watch the whole thing. So I went into a panic, and Alannah said, just hit your safety. And so when you're in a panic, you have to put your foot up significantly higher to actually hit the e-brake. But we finally got that under control, and then we started slowing down, and we got just to the bottom of the hill, and then tried to compose ourselves. And the GoPro doesn't do much justice. It just kind of looks like us just rolling back down the hill to where we started. But yeah, that wasn't a lot of fun. So we're here, and then we talked to the people at the bottom, and it was actually another woman who had tried going up in her car, had summer tires on her vehicle, and she didn't get up. So she actually had someone about to tow her up the hill, and so we watched that once we were at the bottom. And so they made it up safely, thankfully. But we have a big clunky van, so we're not going to be able to get someone to tow us up unless we call someone in with a big hefty vehicle. But the guy that towed the other woman up, he's going to try and get a truck to come and salt that one section, just because it was pretty slippery. Even when we were standing there, we were kind of slipping on the ice. So I have a feeling we're just going to post up here for tonight, and hopefully someone comes tonight or tomorrow and just salts that road, and we'll have a bit more traction. So yeah, I think it's just better for us to stay put. But this is a beautiful place, so I'm you know what, I'm actually kind of okay with us being forced to stay here a little bit longer. We've got some horse buddies hanging out with us right in front of where we're parked, and sounds and sights of the ocean. Can't complain. Not entirely sure if these are wild horses or not. They've kind of just been walking up and down the hill from where we're parked, just back there. And yeah, they're right across the street from us. What a nice looking animal. Being stuck's not so bad, eh?
Being stuck is fine. Just flash before your eyes, rolling down a cliff part.
Your life flashing before your eyes. So you can see that is the first steep section from behind those trees. That goes right up the guardrail. And that's actually the bend right there. So there is a guardrail for that section. But then after this curve here, there's a curve right at this bend. And then it goes up even steeper, but that part is not paved. And so that's the part we almost got 3/4 of the way and then started rolling back right there. So a little bit of Monday night excitement. Well, now we really can't leave.
Oh my god, it's coming right up. Please don't damage our vehicle.
Well, it's an adventure now. He's like, here, let me at least give you a car wash. Let me at least wash your vehicle for you. Look at this.
It's funnier.
Hi. Hi. We've got Henry, Jorge, and Harriet. Getting really curious of Walter and us over here. And Diesel's just clueless. He's back there cleaning himself.
Chocolate?
Yeah. Everything's really good besides getting stuck in Meat Cove. Alannah was just saying that should be a bumper sticker.
I got stuck in Meat Cove. There's a few people having a fire nearby, and I was talking to them earlier. They're from Halifax, and they come here a few times a year. And they said around this time, when it's a bit icy, they usually see people stuck and needing some help to get out. So thankfully we didn't get like stuck.
Stuck?
Yeah.
We didn't fall off a cliff? I would say that's the main thing. We probably can do it. We're just going to go up with a little more juice tomorrow.
Yeah, we're getting out of here tomorrow.
Yeah.
We could just ride these horses out of here.
Yeah, we've got chocolate. We're surrounded by horses. Horses just gave us a car wash, so...
We saw a whale breach.
We got a place to park. Definitely grateful we have a home in our vehicle. We have warmth and water and food, and we're good. You excited to attempt the hill again today?
No. It was not a good feeling yesterday. I was still not okay.
You seemed pretty composed yesterday.
I have to be composed for you.
All right. Following day, we're gonna give it another go. I have a shovel up in the cargo box, so we're gonna get up to the base of the hill, and then I'll see how slippery it still is. It was cold last night, and it was nice and sunny this morning, so I was gonna wait for the sun to kind of melt away any ice that's on that part of the road, but just as fast as the sun came out, the snow clouds came in, so it looks like there's quite a bit of snow coming in the forecast. So yeah, we're gonna
Get out of here.
get out of here. Yeah. No, I gotta go back down the hill. Give her a running start. Well, I got nowhere to get momentum, right? So. Okay, well, we spoke too soon. We got up to the base of the hill, and someone had salted, as we had said. We probably, if we could have just continued, we would have made it to the top, most likely. There were still patches of snow. I turned around. I wanted to go back to the bottom of the hill just so I could get more momentum, because I was at a stop within the 10 minutes to get to the bottom of the hill and then come back up again. The road already had a few centimeters of snow on it, like big, fat, chunky snowflakes coming down. The very base of the hill is a S-bend, so regardless, even when I get momentum, I still have to brake it a little bit just to go around that corner safely. I was staying steady on the gas, and the tires just weren't, I wasn't getting the momentum. I wasn't confident enough to continue on. So we're staying put right now because I think that's the best thing to do. The snow is fairly thick, so if we start kind of jimmying our way back down the hill, it could potentially just end up worse for us. We're not in the ditch. We're still just kind of tucked off on the side of the road. A nice gentleman who lives in town has a 4x4 truck. Thankfully, he's going to go back down, get some tow straps, and we're going to try that method. So we're eating something, having some water, because we haven't really done that yet. So
Making some oatmeal.
making some oatmeal back there, just so we can make proper decisions and not have any more meltdowns. We got this. We're gonna get out of here. We're still having lots of fun. Yes, yeah. Holy shit. Oh.
Yeah, the hill just starts right there. I'll follow you down, but it should be no problem.
Okay, thank you so
Enjoy
much.
your trip.
Thank you so much. Okay, little update. We are up that hill. Snow's died down a bit. Roads aren't terrible here, but thank you, Heinz, for being our saving grace. Yeah, what a morning. What a morning.
Well, she's snowing again.
It's a winter wonderland.
Yeah, we decided to take refuge here in this little hut they have. What? It's not that time yet, buddy. Someone's trying to tell us something. They have these huts kind of spread out through the national park. We're in the Cape Breton Highlands Park, making our way down the western side of the trail now. Yeah, we saw this wood stove in here, so I'm like, hey, let's go, let's just chill out.
So it's actually really nice in here. It's cozy.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit of firewood and cardboard here to start a fire. So, and we're actually charging our batteries and everything. So
Yeah. It's more rugged on this side of the trail, on this side of the island. So I think they have these little places here just to come take refuge for people that maybe just want to stop and hang out for a bit if the roads are in bad condition. But yeah, decompressing a little bit, taking a little break, and then I think we're gonna go for a walk if this snow lets up a little bit.
Get over here.
Well, some time has gone by since we've last spoke. The last few days, we ran into some pretty gnarly weather when we were on the trail. We started doing the western side of Cape Breton Island, and we just hit snow squalls and heavy rain and wind. Wind was up to 130 kilometers in some spots along the coast. As you probably could have guessed, in December, I'm pretty sure we're the only ones traveling on the trail this time of year.
Because my grandparents are from here, they've always told stories about how wild the weather can be out here, especially in the late fall, winter months. And I called my grandmother the other day and I'm like, you are joking.
Yeah.
It's pretty intense out here. It just changes so fast, and we definitely got a really big taste of that out in Meat Cove, where it was really nice to be there, but unfortunately we did have a little bit of a getting stuck mishap. So between then and now, we've just been traveling the Cabot Trail and visiting with some friends that we knew that lived along the trail as well. So they took us in and we got to spend some time with them and their kids and just kind of learn a bit about the area that they live in. And we feasted, had lots of food, lots of seafood, and once we left, it was a blizzard again, and we were like, you know what, we just can't mess with the weather up here. So we just continued driving, and we ended up posting up in Inverness behind some museum and just stayed inside because it was so cold and the van was shaking because the winds were so strong. And so we just kind of got up the next morning. We're like, you know what, let's just go back to Port Hawkesbury, regroup, get some resources, check out the weather. And then once we got back to Port Hawkesbury, it was actually really sunny out and nice. So we're like, okay, well, this is good. Yeah, we went for a couple walks, just kind of stayed warm.
Trying our best to stay warm. That's been the goal. Still very grateful for the trip that we did get to have. And I've always heard how wonderful the people are on the East Coast, and I'm so glad we got to experience that Cape Breton hospitality. Like, apparently there's only 4 people that live in Meat Cove seasonally, and we just so happened to run into Heinz, who owns one of the resorts in town there, and so friendly, like so quick to just get in his truck, grab the stuff, and help us up the hill. Like, there was no questions asked. Yeah, again, one of those places we're just gonna have to keep on that list and come back again
when it's warmer.
It's time to get out of here. Thanks again so much, guys, for coming along for another adventure. Still got a little bit of time here in the Great White North before we start heading south, so can't wait for that, and can't wait to bring you along with us.
Stay cozy.
Stay warm, my friends.